Well, hello there, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a new pick a card reading that I'm really excited to be recording. I couldn't record for a few days, I was a little under the weather, but now we're back in it, so I'm very happy about that. Today's pick a card reading is all going to be about what is this season bringing to you. In the sense that we currently had an equinox, we recently had one, sorry, where I'm at, it's marking the beginning of fall. For some of you, it may be marking the beginning of spring. For some others of you, may not be marking the beginning of anything. If you're in a tropical area, if you're looking this video far in the future, that's okay. Still, the idea is changes. So what is this season bringing to us? Very exciting topic. Another interesting thing is that I feel a lot of messages coming through, so don't expect that for some of the piles I'm feeling that it may not be, it's quite expected actually that we end up having messages more on the vibes of what you need to be hearing right now, because spirits are coming in hot today. So yeah, what can you expect coming into your life this season? What is this season gonna bring in your life? Plus, for the fancies, like what is general messages that we need to be hearing, whatever. I'm very excited about diving into this topic. So if that's what you're interested in, grab a seat, put your feet up, relax. We're gonna go into it. Yeah. Just a reminder that if you enjoy this content, please like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out when I post new videos like so. That being said, let's get into it. Okay, today we got a very minimalistic setup, as you can see, not much on the table. I was feeling like, you know what, let's just wing it and let's just vibe. Let's have a good time and see whatever pops up. We have 3 groups to be choosing from. I'm going to be channeling for 3 different groups. So I'm going to be asking you, as always, to be tuning into your intuition, to feel into the pile that you feel the most drawn to. May it be the number of the pile, the crystal. You already know that, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, what is the pile that you feel the most drawn to? Or piles in the plural, perhaps there are more messages for you. And yeah, knowing that whatever pile you feel the most drawn to is going to be the one which holds the messages that you're meant to be hearing at this moment. That being said, for pile number 1, we have, in case you're curious, this crystal, which is an amazonite, right here. For pile number 2, this is an aquamarine. There we go. And for pile number 3, it's a piece of Lapis Lazuli that we have here. There we go. That was in case you were curious about the nature of these crystals. They're all blue, they're all pretty beautiful, got a bit of a blue thing going on right now, seems like. So yeah, please take your time, pause the video if you need it, to be tuning into whatever pile you feel the most drawn to. Take the time to feel it. And once you've made your choice, or choices, you can directly fast forward to the timestamps that will be provided either down below in the comments, the pinned comment, or the description box, so that you can fast forward directly to your reading. I'm gonna be seeing you then. Hey pile 1, you're up. How are you doing? Welcome to the reading. I hope you're curious. I hope you are comfortable, that you got your drink, that you got your popcorn perhaps. Why not? If pile 1, if you chose this beautiful piece of amazonite, if the camera can focus on it, there we go. If you chose this piece of amazonite, that's gonna be your reading. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it. Okay, today we're winging it. As I said in the introduction, I don't have anything planned in particular, so just gonna grab the tarot and see whatever needs to pop up. And I prefer it this way when I feel like it. Let's see, what is the season bringing to pile number 1, Spirit? What it is that needs to be heard? I feel a very exciting energy, I'm not gonna lie. Mute deck? No, we got a few other cards. Okay, not mute, my bad. Very exciting energies ahead. We got the World. Okay. Got the 8 of Wands. It's been a while since I last read tarot. Not gonna lie. Three of Pentacles, Hanged Man, and High Priestess. Oh, these are interesting energies. Okay, we're gonna begin with that perhaps, and we're gonna be drawing some oracle cards later on. We'll see. What do we have here? The World, the Eight of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the High Priestess. That is very fascinating. There is a beautiful energy coming your way. Where's the beginning, though, of the spread? Is it about the world? Or is it the other way? Well, I think we'll figure it out along the way. The world doesn't ring a bell right now, so we're gonna start on this end. The High Priestess and the Hanged Man. Big energies, big times. So, High Priestess and Hanged Man, it's definitely something that deals with your intuition and something coming out of the way. Because, oh, that's beautiful. It's like, I'm generally sensing that for some of you, there's been quite some confusion in the air lately. I'm not feeling anything dreadful, but more like, yeah, like, we've been waiting on answers, perhaps. Or there are things which have not necessarily gone the way we preferred them to. We didn't necessarily understand why. We've been learning lessons, but we don't necessarily understand what's the finality, the direction of it. The path perhaps feels a little blurry. I generally feel that there is things that haven't gone our way, not in the sense that it felt bad. Perhaps for some of you it did, though. But in the sense that that's not what we would have preferred. And that created some confusion, as in, yeah, but then now I don't know what to think anymore. That kind of thing. And I'm happy to report that, shocking, there was a reason behind it. Things don't happen randomly. Coincidence is not a thing, and synchronicity, but like the High Priestess and the Hanged Man is definitely making me feel like things are going in an unexpected direction for the absolute best. It's definitely making me feel, sorry, I'm blowing my nose, like a very profound energy. Hanged Man and High Priestess. Hanged Man is definitely like the feeling surrendered after having felt stuck. The Hanged Man is always like, as the name suggests, shocking, hanged by its feet and upside down. So it both refers to a state of surrenderedness. It can refer to many things, really, but here I'm really feeling the state of things not moving forward. It's hard to walk when your feet are suspended in the air, not gonna lie. And so Hangman definitely deals with this feeling of things feeling stuck or not moving or being much slower than we would like them to be. Just this feeling of it being sluggish, honestly, or just stuck. But also another thing with the Hanged Man is the state of surrenderedness. Like in this card, I like the depiction of this card because it's like the figure is almost dissolving into the air, dissolving into butterflies. It's like you're surrendering. And I get both of these feelings. It's like it's been stuck for a while. It hasn't been going your way, at least that's how it feels. And that's like I'm generally sensing spirit saying that's one thing that is actually important. That's how it feels, because that's not how it went. It feels like things haven't been going your way and that things were slow and that things were stuck because things were going in another way. And now with the High Priestess, I definitely get here a profound sense of centeredness, of recognizing oneself. It's like, oh yeah, that's who I actually am. And I get chills when I say that. It's like, it feels so profound. It generally feels like you stepping in front of a mirror and recognizing yourself. It's like, oh yeah, that's me. But perhaps that one mirror you have never walked up to so far. And that's why it generally feels like life has been taking you in a different direction. Because if it didn't, you wouldn't have gone it yourself. You wouldn't have gone there yourself because It's outside of your realm of awareness. It's not something you were anticipating, not something you were planning, not something you were looking forward to. That's why you wouldn't have walked there yourself. You didn't even know it was a thing, and you sure as heck still, up to this day, don't know where it's heading. So why would you go there, right? That's why you've been walked there. You've been guided there. The feeling of stuckness and sluggishness is because things are not going in the direction you want them. But it doesn't mean that it's going slowly. No, it's actually going at perfect pace in this other direction. I'm generally sensing that this feeling of stuckness and slowliness is because you're resisting it. Understandably so. You don't know wherever the hell you're going. That's really how it feels. The High Priestess is really strongly giving me this super exciting feeling of recognizing oneself as like, oh my god, this is who I am, and I see myself in a new light. I recognize myself, and it feels so good to be back in the game. That's definitely the feeling I get here. It feels so good to be back. It feels so good to be home. It feels so good to be me. Perhaps a notion of me, a state of being of me that I haven't been feeling lately. It generally feels like it's so good to be back on my throne. That's literally how I feel it. And there's a lot of intuition coming through it, and a lot of surrenderedness. It feels super good, honestly. It feels very intuitive, very surrendered. It feels aligned. It feels like you are flowing downstream. Something that you perhaps may not have been feeling before. Before you could have been much more in a perspective of you have to figure it out yourself. No, you don't. That's why you were led in this direction, for you to realize it. That's how I feel. And that's definitely like this season is, I'm definitely sensing that this is something which is currently happening in your life. And this season is definitely bringing big times this change in your life, in the sense that the more time unfolds through the season and the more obvious it will appear as your truth. It's like, yes, that's who you are, honey. Things are not meant to be difficult. You just need to look at them from a different perspective. Another meaning of the Hanged Man. When you're upside down, you don't see the world the same way. Shocking, right? But that's definitely it. It's like you're looking at the world a different way, and all of a sudden everything makes sense. But you were needed to be hanged upside down in order to see the world upside down, so as to actually see clearly who you actually are and how you want to lead this life. I hope it makes sense, but these energies are very exciting. These energies are very, it feels awesome, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm definitely sensing that it's coming as a result of you not feeling good beforehand. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that's your case, because I'm definitely sensing that, yeah, there could have been a lot of confusion before that point. It's like, what the hell is going on and why? And I don't understand it. And it feels hard, and it feels like I have to push through it. It's like, I just need to look at things differently. Not to blame anyone, just to realize something that you hadn't seen before. Seeing yourself in a new light. Definitely a very profound shift that you're experiencing. And with these three other cards, it's like, more generally, about this season, the world is definitely making me feel now a sense of completion, of wholeness. Experiencing life, experiencing yourself in a completely brand new light, in a way that feels much more authentic, much more pleasant, and there's definitely a sense of pleasure and happiness there. I keep on hearing like, it's so good to be back in the game. It's so good to be back to myself. It's so good to have given up on these false assumptions and illusions that I was living in so far, and to be back in my truth now that I see the truth of the world, now that I see the truth especially of myself. It's so good to be back. It's so good to be open to this pleasure. It generally feels like there's a huge focus on you uncovering the truth. after having lived perhaps for quite a while in illusions that you didn't even know they were. It was just your normal, but your normal wasn't true. Very valid, but not true. And with these epiphanies, it's really like, it's so good to be myself once again. So that is awesome. There's definitely a feeling, yeah, of wholeness there. And just a very positive experience of feeling good, feeling happy to be yourself. The Eight of Wands is definitely a card of good news and speed, like things speeding up, pace, swiftness. And I'm generally feeling that there's a lot of pace, a lot of sweetness, which, interestingly enough, comes after the Hanged Man, which was feeling very still, honestly, very sluggish and still. It's like the season is really bringing a lot of pace back into your life. However, warnings, that pace and that swiftness and that motion isn't coming and being handed to you. It's because you've given up on trying to live your life the way you used to. Things stopped and came to a halt because the way you were living did not work for you anymore. That's why it stopped. That's why it didn't work. That's why you were led in this new direction. And now that you've given up, now that you give up, now that you'll give up on this old way of living, you stop focusing on it and you start focusing on this new way of being you, which is much more authentic, which feels much more familiar, much better. And now all of a sudden, all the doors are open. They always were, but you were just banging at the wrong door. You were banging at the door that was closed and was kept closed for a reason. You weren't meant to be walking through this door. That's why it didn't feel good in the first place. Because as attached as you were, I'm just realizing that I've been channeling for a half an hour. Everything's okay. A lot of channeled messages. Okay. Let's get back to it. I genuinely feel that you may in the past have been banging on a door for a while, banging at a closed door, and you are so upset because in your eyes that was the only way to go forward. But that only way to go forward it felt very stressful, it felt very hard, it was not fun, not at all. And that door was kept closed, and it was very frustrating, and it felt stuck and sluggish because the door was closed. You're being shown this new way of living, shown that this was an illusion, and that this door was meant to be closed because you were never meant to walk this door. Now that you shift your focus, you choose to walk through new doors, and all the speed is there, all the pace is there, all the joy is there, you are there. You will not find anything on the other side of this closed door. That's why it was closed in the first place. To prevent you the hassle of regretting walking through this door. Although there was definitely a lot of attachment on your behalf to this door. And I'm definitely hearing on behalf of spirits, like, it's understandable. Don't be mad at yourself for for having felt stuck at this door, because in your eyes that was the only way. It's understandable, it's valid. You're just realizing now that it's not actually true. It was very valid, and anyone with your experience would have reached the same point. It just happens not to be the truth. And now that you're seeing it, now that you're realizing it, and that this season is really this beautiful opportunity, it's not an opportunity even, because it is happening. I would have said opportunity if that was something that you could have missed, but it's already happening, so it's not an opportunity. The season is the playground, the show, your show for you to enter this new life chapter, this new chapter of your life. Everything's changing now. Because you gave up on trying to walk through this closed door, you're coming back to yourself, to the truth, to your truth, and goddamn does it feel good. And now that you you don't even open these other doors. These other doors are already open. They've been waiting for you all along. All the speed, all the joy, all the thrill, all the life, all the excitement, the adventure is back. you're back in the game. That's why it feels like a lot of excitement, a lot of built up energy on the verge of being released in your life. So much energy ready to be tapped into within yourself. It's just, as I was feeling that there was a little bit of a hiccup beforehand though, it's just waiting on you to give up on this closed door. I'm not gonna lie, there could be this closed door could be referring to many things, and could be feeling a little annoyance up to straight up depression, because this pattern I'm picking up on is very much what we call depression. Resisting a closed door. That's the definition of depression. But I'm definitely sensing that most of you do not feel this dreadful, but it could even be the case for some. The whole point is that's just a closed door, and this door was closed for a reason, no matter how you feel. It's okay to feel bad. It's okay to see the world the way you see it. And yet again, there is no shame. Anyone would have reached the same conclusion, would have made the same assumptions. However, now you're realizing that you don't have to live this way. And that's a beautiful realization. And get ready for all the beautiful stuff which is coming your way as a result. 3 of Pentacles is definitely making me feel that there are a lot of people entering your life as well. It's the card of collaboration. And I'm genuinely feeling like a lot of support I'm hearing. That was not the thing I was thinking about, but yeah, thank you. Like a lot of people, a lot of help, a lot of support then. Just a lot of people around you. And a lot of support in general. In terms of resources, in terms of finances. I just feel like things just clicking back into place in your life. Things getting back into order. But yet again, there is this feeling of hanged man, of surrenderedness, of you're not alone in this game. It is your life, but you do not control everything in there. And it's good to realize that, you know, there's a world that loves you. And there are many components that work on your behalf, in your best interest as well. I'm definitely feeling like you may be this pentacle watering the plant, but these 2 other ones are outside of you, and they're still caring for the same plant that you're growing. So there's definitely a sense of connecting with a lot of new people, or connecting back with other people that you already know, but a lot of people, a lot of help, a lot of support coming through many different streams is just, yet again, makes me feel like this sense of ease in a way. That is very interesting. And that's all I have for the future chapter coming through, because I feel like there is so much that we cannot possibly be discussing all of it in this reading. The whole point of the reading is, the whole focus right now is really on this pivotal point that you're experiencing in your focus. So that is beautiful. But oh my god, am I so excited for what's coming. I'm gonna bring out 1 or 2 oracle cards, because I feel like some of you may be questioning about how to ease up the focus, the transition. Take the lead, trust the great mystery. Well, take the lead, Stark Spirit. It's definitely making me feel that it's this transition, this shift in perspective that you're experiencing is definitely one where you realize that the way that you live your life is up to you, and that every way works for as long as it's true to you, for as long as it feels good, as it's authentic, it's gonna work. It's not because it does not work for someone else. It's not because it doesn't match someone else's truth that it means that's not going to work for you, because guess what? Your truth and theirs are different. And they were never meant to be the same. And I just felt something resonating there. A lot of you need to hear that. Their truth is theirs. Whether their truth is obviously a harmful one that doesn't serve you, let alone them, or if their truth is actually a truth that serves them, keep in mind that it is very likely that your truth is not the same. Why? Because you're not the same person. You're not them. Their truth is theirs. Is it possible for you to be sharing a similar truth on a similar topic? Yes. Is it likely? Well, debatable. You know? So that's the thing, like, take the lead. Your truth is yours to discover and claim, and understand that their truth is not necessarily yours. That's why this door that you've been trying to walk through may appear as an open door to many people around you, but not you. Is it because you're punished? No, it's because you're not the same. Your truth is different. And there's something that feels much better to you than walking your neighbor's door. Their truth is theirs to explore. Your truth is yours to explore. When you try to live according to someone else's truth, that's when you get into problems. That's when you get into a pickle. And that's definitely something there. It's like, perhaps that which you need to let go of fundamentally is having embraced someone else's truth. Yeah. Definitely something there. Well, Spirit, trust the great mystery. It's definitely sending me back to the High Priestess with the fact that there's a lot of intuition, a lot of depth, a lot of grace when it comes to you. And that is beautiful. And it would be a shame to be wasting all of this beauty, all of this sensitivity, all of this intuition, all of this beautiful soul that you are, to be wasting that onto someone else's door, onto someone else's truth. It's like, there is so much beauty and grace going on within you, so much love within you, so much love around you. What a shame would it be to be wasting it, trying to fit it into someone else's life, trying to live according to someone else's beliefs. It would be such a waste. You were born different on this topic for a reason. That's one thing. And another one is trust the grace mystery. There's definitely the sense of exhaling, letting go, going with the flow, trusting that everything will be all right, because it will. That's why you were led to this point in the first place. You wouldn't have gone, yet again, you wouldn't have gone there by yourself, because you were not aware, I feel like, about these doors. You try not go one way, but it being closed for you, so as to redirect you toward another direction. Well, there are open doors, much better doors, my God, waiting for you. It's like a lot of it was unconscious. Perhaps you were very much into your experience, looking at your feet, and so you were guided. How did you come to this point? Did you figure it all out yourself? No, you were guided. There is a lot to be praising. There is a lot to praise. No, how do I want to formulate this sentence? There is a lot you can praise about yourself. There you go. You can praise yourself a lot. Yes, do that. That's how you feel like. But also realize that as much as you've done a lot of amazing stuff, there is also a lot of forces working behind the curtain in your favor, including those which have led you there. So it's like you're being led. You're not alone. Relax. It's definitely a beautiful message that I'm picking up here. Yeah, that was awesome. I'm only now realizing that. A little more in the middle right here. Well, whatever. Thank you so much for having shared space with me today. That was a lovely reading, and it was a true honor to be reading your energy. A lot of beautiful stuff ahead, so don't quit now. You're in the middle of it. You're in the middle of the chaos. But you definitely got it. You definitely got it. So I'm very happy that you're here. I'm very happy that you're gonna make it. I'm very happy that you're gonna be enjoying it all. And yeah, thank you so much for having shared space with me today. Please let me know down in the comments how it went for you. I'd love to know if it resonated. What are your thoughts about it? A lot of information came through today. A lot of channeled messages, definitely. And yeah, let me know everything in the comments. And in the meanwhile, I'll see you in my next video. See you. Hey Pal 2, you're up. How are you doing? Welcome to the reading. I hope you're doing great. I hope you got your drink. I hope you're comfortable. If Pile 2, if you chose this beautiful Aquamarine, that's gonna be your reading. So let's get right into it. Okay, let's go. Common in heart, I don't have anything prepared, anything planned. We're gonna see whatever pops up. Last group was such a pleasure to be channeling, so I'm very excited to see what we get for this one. So Spirit, what is it that this season is bringing to pile number 2s? What is it that you need to be hearing right now? So general, got a few cards, I like that. I'm feeling inspired to look at the back of the deck energy for this one. We'll see if that's relevant later. Got the moon. Okay. And a 10 of wands, I don't know about that one. We'll see. We have the Page of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, the 3 of Cups, lovely, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Sun, as well as the Moon. That's fun. We got the Sun and the Moon. We got Cups and Pentacles. That's lovely. That's interesting that we got both the Sun and the Moon. It's definitely giving me a vibe of completion and wholeness, feeling like good within and without, which is also kind of reflected with the fact that we got only Pentacles and Cups for our suits present on the table. There's a lot of good stuff ahead. That's beautiful. Yeah, like the moon, if we take like the back of the deck energy, that would be the overall energy of this season. The moon is definitely referring to our inner world, and definitely sensing like, I'm hearing getting to know yourself, but that feels like way too serious in this case. It's like real learning how to love yourself deeply, falling in love with yourself, and just, yeah, falling in love with yourself. I feel like just being so happy of who you are within. It generally feels like, that's funny because we got like energies going in opposite directions with the sun and the moon, but the moon is definitely making me feel this idea of feeling so happy within. Is like it wouldn't even matter what's going on with outside of you, what your life looks like and what's going on, because you're just so happy and content within. You're just so happy to be you, you're just happy to be in your presence. And that's what's going on here, because all of these cards are definitely making me feel that there's a lot going on outside as well. But I feel like the main, although a lot of stuff is going on outside, the main focus still remains how you fall in love with yourself. And that is beautiful, straight off the bat. The Sun card is definitely making me feel like the radiance emanating from you, the light emanating from you, just you having so much fun, being so happy. And that is partly due to the fact that you're falling in love with yourself. I love myself so much so that I'm just gonna express it through dancing, and I'm just happy and I'm just shining. All is well, you know? That's what I'm hearing. It's like all is well. Because these other things, they generally feel, minus maybe the Page of Cups, and still, they feel very external. It just feels like this season you feel content, you feel happy, you feel good. Like the Page of Cups is making me feel sense of renewal in the emotional realm. That's definitely making me feel back the idea of falling in love with oneself, although that's not necessarily what I'm feeling. There could definitely be like a sense of, love wouldn't be the right word in this case, at least right away, but more like starting to feel attachment towards something else, something new. Could be a person, but not necessarily. Could be a pet, could be a new family member. Could be a hobby, it could be many things, but there's definitely a sense of renewal within the heart space, renewal within the emotional realm. I'm literally feeling like butterflies in the stomach, but it doesn't necessarily relate to romance in this case. Very well could. Take it as it resonates. But yeah, there's a sense of renewal of our re-sparking of our heart within. There's something new that just lights us up this season, and that is awesome. Nine of Pentacles is quite, especially with the Ace of Pentacles, is like new opportunities, which is definitely heavily influencing our material and financial situation to come to reach new heights. Quite explicit in this case, but you know, it's always nice. I didn't feel, yeah, the Nine of Pentacles, you're feeling like you got it. I genuinely do feel that this season you probably will not have much worry. It definitely feels like, yeah, you being on top of your game here. And new opportunities. There's a lot of newness, may it be in your heart or in your material reality, because the Ace of Pentacles is very related to the material, to the finances, this kind of stuff. In career, could be a lot of things really, but yeah, definitely a new opportunity, a renewal of something. And the Three of Cups in the middle is definitely like the card of celebration. So lots of people around you. It really feels like prognostics at this point. Right now it feels like this. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling that this season is bringing a lot of people around you. For some, you being in the spotlight, but more generally just you being around your family, your friends, you being around people and celebrating, having fun with people, celebrating all of your opportunities, celebrating how well you are doing, whatever how well you're doing means to you. I feel like there's a lot to celebrate this season, so it's beautiful. Lots of celebrations for you. We love that. But yeah, it's like as a whole, it's just, I just see you like this, like the sun. You are radiant, you are dancing, you're having fun, you're joyful, and most of it comes from actually deep underneath you falling in love with yourself. But I'm actually feeling that most of you may not even realize that, funnily enough. It's like, yeah, the main focus is you falling in love with yourself, but you may not even realize that this is what's happening, because these energies feel much louder than the moon. The moon is very quiet energy, so that's very interesting. Lots and lots of good stuff. There's something else I'm picking up on. We're going to be drawing some oracle cards, because right now, just to say that everything's fine feels a little bland to my taste, at least. So I'm wanting to bring out an oracle deck that I haven't prepared for this reading. Which one would it be? It would be this one. Okay, let's shuffle it quickly. Oh my god, yeah, it really wanted to come through. Cards everywhere. Okay, I got them. I got many cards in the end. First, I'm gonna put them on the table, then we're gonna be discussing them. Yep. Can we even see them all? Not even. Wait, if I put them like that? Yeah, kind of. Gonna be picking them up so you can see them when we talk about them. Lots of cards. Anyway. Attune to the divine. We're gonna start with these two ones in the center. Attune to the divine, unleash your kind of self. Because it feels like, you know, it's... I'm literally feeling this energy of, oh yeah, everything's going well, but I cannot shake this feeling of some of you being like that's not the way I feel right now. So it's like, I really love what you're talking about. I wish it would be true, but I feel it a little hard to relate to. That's an energy I'm getting. So yeah, I'm curious to see. I was wanting to inquire about what's up with that. And it's into divine relationship kind of stuff. I'm definitely sensing that all of this goodness is happening. There's a reason to why. It's like I'm generally feeling that, yeah, indeed, some of you may be used to that. A lot of you may not be used to this amount of quote unquote goodness. And that's why some of you may be experiencing a lot of resistance when you saw these cards. I'm definitely sensing that there is a shift that has been happening in the past, which is opening the doors to everything which is happening now. To the initial kind of side. New Moon in Pisces, Moon in Capricorn. I cannot shake this feeling of, yeah, there's been almost an inner revolution, something happening within you. Like we didn't discuss that with the Moon card, but it feels like it. It's like something's been happening within. Something that could have happened recently or a little while ago, a little while back. But I genuinely feel like you're not the same person that you used to be, and that is why your experience is reflecting such drastic changes and such positive and preferred changes. I feel like you have, for some of you may still be experiencing it, but I feel like most of you, the bulk of it has already happened. You just unleash your kind of self with yourself, basically. It's like being gentler with yourself. Oh, was thinking about the deer spirit when saying that, and we got it. Bring a gentle touch here. Unleash your kind of self, and the deer spirit is definitely, these three cards, it's definitely making me feel that you could have been a little harsh on yourself in the past, especially when it comes to the way you would talk to yourself, the way you would act on yourself, the way you would relate to yourself. And I feel that a lot of you have been doing this, I'm going to call it inner work quite generally, but you've come to conclusions with it in the sense that you've decided to be gentler with yourself. Start training yourself in a more, loving manner, in a more kind manner, which makes sense now with what we were discussing about the moon. This feeling of you're falling in love with yourself, because that's the continuity of what happened, of you allowing yourself to be more gentle with yourself, allowing yourself to relax, allowing yourself to enjoy the moment. I generally feel that you have initiated a cycle of inner kindness, which is developing into self-love. And that's through this process, you're realizing that you deserve everything you desire. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to have fun. You deserve to be exuberant with life. And life is reflecting that now. This interesting thing. Tend to the divine, tend to let go, trans illusions. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that you've let go of illusions and lies you were telling yourself, which were leading you into being not so kind and a little harsh on yourself. But for most of you, yet again, it's something that has been gradually happening in the past. Although, yet again, some of you may still be on the finishing touches when it comes to it. But it definitely feels like, letting go of lies when it comes to who you are, which in turn opened up the space for you to be happier and more kind with yourself. Attune to the divine. Yeah, I just feel like a lot of space opening within you. Like you just having much more space within you, and as such inviting all of this goodness and all of this love, all of these laughters into your life, because now there is space, now that you've decluttered this space previously filled and occupied by these lies and these harsh truths about who you thought you were. And now that all of these BS, all of these illusions, all of these lies, as valid as they may have sounded before, have been decluttered and released, now all of this space is available for things we prefer. So yeah, that's very interesting. I love that. Feels like a pretty straight to the point, not much to discuss kind of reading, but that's all that needs to be discussed. Is like the work that you did, well, it was awesome. It did not go unnoticed, and congratulations on that. And now you're being quote unquote rewarded. You can see it as a reward, or you can just see it as a, well, you've opened up to receiving all of it now that you are not constantly telling yourself that you don't deserve it, so to speak. So yeah, enjoy it all. that's how I'm gonna leave it here for you, part number 2. A lot of goodness, a lot of beautiful things, a lot of relaxation, and quite peaceful season for you, definitely. So that is awesome. We love to see that. Thank you so much for sharing space with me today. That was a lovely reading. A real honor to be reading about your energy. Please let me know down in the comments how it went for you, if it resonated, or your thoughts about it, if it was helpful, whatever. Very curious to read about your thoughts. And yeah, I wish you to enjoy it all. Until next time, see you. Take care. Well, hello there, pile 3. You're up. How are you doing? Welcome to the reading. I hope you're comfortable. I hope you got your drink, your drinks. I hope you're ready for the message. I'm very excited. We had some awesome readings so far. If pile 3 features this beautiful, gorgeous piece of Lapis Lazuli, there's going to be a reading, so let's not waste any more time and let's get right into it. There we go. So, pile number 3, what is it you can be expecting for this season? What's coming into your life this season? Or also, what are the general messages? No, what are the general messages? Spirit that pile 3 needs to be hearing? Whatever is more relevant. Let's see. Yes, no, yes, yes. I want to come as well. Okay, thank you. Let's see what we have, at least to begin. We have the 4 of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Lovers, the Page of Wands. Ooh, some fire in the air. And lots of passion. That's interesting. What do we have here? What's going on? Well, I'm gonna start with the 4 of Swords. It's a message that actually came, it's an energy that came through the 2 previous readings as well, so I'm gonna put it more on the collective than just this group, because it's an energy that I felt through all the groups. It's like there's a huge sense of peace unfolding right now. There's definitely something, I feel like this year, 2024, we've been going through what feels like a lot, and that these last months of the year are feeling like it's easing up. If you're not watching this video at this moment, if you're watching this video far in the future, then that's not relevant. But the energy that I'm picking up on here is definitely one that feels very peaceful, very relaxed, very, yeah, just, you know, by the beach on a hammock kind of energy. With a nice cocktail in your hand, a book in the other. It feels very peaceful, and it generally feels like peace after the storm. It's like things could have been feeling quite chaotic beforehand, but this season is bringing a lot of peace. It feels like it's slowing down, but it's not too slow, it's just slow enough for us to just relax and rejuvenate and have a good time, have a great time. We're happy. It's not gonna stay slow, it's just for the sake of us enjoying. I'm genuinely feeling like this sense of slowness is enjoyable in this case. It's wanted, it's preferred. It's not a kind of slowness that we're like, I wish things would go faster. Nah, none of that. It feels very peaceful. It feels very rejuvenating, very relaxed. Beautiful season for you. So that is straight off the bat pretty fun. There's definitely a sense of relaxation in the air. So that I really love. It's very nice, especially if you've been feeling a little chaotic lately. And then we got a lot of fire, not gonna lie. It's like lovers definitely feel passion. The ones, well, it's the element of fire. Even the freaking Ace of Swords got some fire in the card. It's like there's a lot of fire, a lot of passion, a lot of zest for life, a lot of desire, a lot of excitement. I generally feel like a newfound excitement, the kind of excitement we give to children, the kind of excitement that we say, it's like, it's a funny metaphor that I'm picking up on right now. Perhaps it's relevant for some of you if it's coming through, but I generally feel like it's the kind of excitement that some of you associate with being a kid. Because we may have this belief that adults are not allowed to have this much fun. That's something that belongs to childhood. When you grow up, everything becomes so serious and now you cannot have fun anymore, right? And I generally feel like that from the perspective of this belief, the kind of excitement and passion you're experiencing is the one that belongs to a kid. It doesn't have to belong to a kid. It can belong to you. It's yours. Have fun with it. But that's the kind of energy that I'm picking up on, is like a lot of newfound excitement and curiosity that you would commonly found naturally within the eyes of the kids. The kind of excitement that we feel like tends to get lost when we grow up. And that is definitely what's coming back. And that is awesome. I love that. The Ace of Swords, well, double meaning then, since the fire seems to be very relevant here. Oh, and I'm also like feeling very drawn by the imagery of the flowers here. The Ace of Swords is definitely making me feel like traditionally the Ace of Swords here would feel like either a new opportunity, but not so much here. It's like, how can I describe it? It's the swords that cuts through what no longer serves us. It's the swords that cut through lies. I genuinely do feel that this season we are seeing, part 3 you're seeing clearly. It's like your mind is not blurred or fogged. If that's something you've been struggling with, not this season anymore. You can feel the winds shifting, and they're pushing these clouds away. It's like you see clearly. I genuinely feel this sense of sharpness in the mind. The mind is very sharp, and the main reason to that is that we are at peace after the storm. That's why like the mind can finally settle, the water can settle, and so all the dust falls at the bottom of the lake, and now we can see through the water once again. That's the kind of image I'm getting here. It's the mind comes back to being very sharp because the mess has stopped, so to speak. And so we see clearly. And this very sharp mind is really helping us here this season to create things that we love and are passionate about. It's like the mind put at the service of our passion, which is awesome. Beforehand, it could have felt blurry and the mind could have felt like it was at the service of we don't really know what. It was like just going in loops and like a hamster running in the hamster wheel because there was a lot going on. But now it's like, no, there isn't so much to be thinking about anymore. Definitely not as much. And so it's getting back in a state of harmony. It's getting centered again. And it's much easier to use it the way we want it, so as to create something that we are passionate about. I'm definitely sensing that there is yet again a lot of passion, a lot of excitement coming through, and our mind is definitely something that we will be using here to explore that, to enjoy it even more. It's like it's very much the tool that we're going to be using, so that is beautiful. I'm also hearing that it's actually quite a relevant message, because a lot of you may have been experienced what it's like to have what feels like a messed up mind, a mind which feels like it's gone rogue. So it just feels like, although it doesn't feel as relevant to some, having a sharp mind is actually a big news. It's like a big new thing in and of itself for some of you. The mind feeling, I generally feel the sense of the mind feeling light, the mind feeling fresh, the mind feeling there's feeling spacious, not so heavy and clogged up and foggy, you know? So it's a beautiful thing. And yet again, put at the service of what our heart is on fire about. With the Queen and the Page of Wands, funny that they're capturing the lovers in the middle. We're gonna come back to that. Like the two Wands cards here, both court cards, and definitely making me feel that with the Page of Wands, there's definitely a sense of newness. It could definitely be a new project, a new passion, a new adventure, a new whatever it is. It could also very much be a renewal of something that you've already been experiencing, but perhaps you're doing it a different way. There's something new that really lights us up. There's a lot of passion, a lot of fire. Our heart is sparked. It's like the fire within us is burning strong, and it's attached to a sense of something new coming in. Could be something that we haven't experienced before, something we're coming back to and experiencing it in a new way. But definitely, yes, a sense of newness here, relative to something we absolutely love doing. Genuinely feels like a passion, something we could be. It's the kind of thing that you would be bargaining your hours of sleep because of how much you love it. The only thing you think about is doing it. So in the morning, you're like, I gotta wake up very early so that I'm certain that I will have plenty of time to do it. That's kind of excitement, the excitement where it's like, but do I really have to go to bed? I mean, I want to do this still. I'm hearing some of you are like, yeah, that sounds like an addiction. It sounds kind of like an addiction, except in this case, it's really fueling you up. It's not a runaway. So for some of you who may be thinking about like, no, that's not an addiction. It's something that's fueling you up, not the opposite. And the Queen of Wands is definitely feeling like, yeah, sure, this passion is very important in this season, but it's also bringing some, I feel like, realizations about who you are. It's like, you know, the page, just based off the imageries. I'm gonna go back to this one actually, because there's something fun with the images. Let's have fun with the images. Especially since it's a pre-images in this deck. It's like, we start here where it's like, it feels like we're setting on fire something here. It's like the fire is not consuming the entire thing, but we're setting something in the fire. For now, it's just the point. Something is being sparked. The page feels like the kid who's playing with the burning stick. Put to the side, that sounds like a terrible idea. But if you put that to the side, and you just pretend that the kid cannot get hurt, it feels like a kid who's playing with a burning stick. It's like, oh my god, look at what I found. That's so fun. That's amazing. I love it. Right? It literally, yeah, it's a literal stick, especially in this image. You just see this kid playing around with their friends, and it's just like they're having so much fun because they found something new and they feel so excited about it. And it's just so fun. It's just this kid running around all over the place with this burning stick. And it's just so adorable. And here we got the Queen of Wands. All of a sudden, it's not a stick. It's like, you see, that's the same fire. It's the same pattern. But this kid grew up. That's literally what it feels like. It's like, now this kid has become an adult. And with becoming an adult, they chose because they felt inspired by it, not because they had to. Leave that outside, leave that to the door. It's growing up, they grew up and realized that, yeah, I just feel like I wanna refine it, I wanna have fun with it. And so it's still the same parent, it's still the same fire, but it's not, it's a staff now, it's not a stick anymore. And you see how this image feels so elegant. It feels very refined. I'm literally feeling that through this passion, you're discovering something very profound about yourself. Like, what starts as you burning like setting a stick on flames and having fun with it, is actually you slowly realizing, or even quickly, it depends. For some of you, it will be fast. For some of you, you will have a lot of fun with it before realizing it, that it's not just a passion, it's actually part of who you are. It's like you cannot live without that thing. It's not just a passion outside of you. It's not just a stick outside of you. It's like this stick is like a piece of your body. This passion is like a piece of who you are. You cannot be separated from it. And that's definitely what I feel. It's like you are discovering much more of who you are through this passion. It's not just a game. It feels like a game, and that's why you love playing it. But through this game, you're realizing that this game is actually has something very relevant about who you are. You are here to play this game on this planet. It's part of who you are to be playing this game, to be having fun this way. And the Queen of not Pentacles, the Queen of Wands is definitely making me feel that, yeah, like someone who has grown up and realized a lot of things, and there's a lot of maturity, a lot of refinement, a lot of grace, a lot of sensuality as well. The stake became a staff, it has changed, but it's still the same thing. I don't know if you can see it as easily on camera, but it's like, it's the same patterns at the tip of it. It's the same fire. It's the same thing, but she just grew up with it. She's never let go of it. She grew up with it and realized that it was much more than just a stick. That's why she turned it into a staff. That's why she decided to dress the same color of it. I hope it makes sense. It felt like a tangent, like an analogy, but it feels very relevant. In this case, it's like this piece after the storm is really opening up a completely new chapter where you're falling in love with something, having so much fun with it, and growing alongside it. And that is awesome. And I'm genuinely feeling that you having fun with it is literally like you expressing your authenticity. I'm literally feeling that this passion is powerfully realigning you with who you truly are. And it's just you following your passion, you following your excitement, and everything starts clicking back into place. Everything just falls back into place on its own. And as such, I'm literally hearing is like all the synchronicities abound. Everything starts working on its own. It's like everything just works now. Everything just flows. There is no hardship. There is no trying to make it happen. It's like it's happening. And this is opening all these doors, especially like the lovers. I'm definitely sensing that through this newfound game that started as a very innocent, playful, childlike thing, and eventually became something much, 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 much more than just that. It really opened many doors, including one where you actually start loving yourself for who you are. You realize much more of that which you are, much more who you are, why you're here, what is it that makes your heart sing. And so definitely a lot of self-love, you loving yourself for who you are now that you see much better who you are. So that's one thing. And also lovers, now that you love yourself much better for who you are, that you enjoy who you are, well, guess what? Much easier to find people who love it as well. So that's definitely something in the air. Definitely. The more you have fun, the more you enjoy, the more you will be meeting people that love having fun with you. that love enjoying that which you enjoy, that appreciate you as much as you appreciate yourself, who love you as much as you love yourself. And yes, there's definitely romance in the air. We even touched a little bit on sensuality before. So there's definitely some romance and sensuality this season expressing itself. Whether you're already in a romantic relationship or not, whatever applies, there's definitely that in the air. But yeah, that's beautiful. I don't feel drawn to drawing any oracle cards for this group. I'm gonna be totally honest. I feel like we've touched everything that needed to be heard and known, and that it's more than enough already. So yeah, that's beautiful. Just a quick recap. You may have been feeling a little bit of like a mess before, and that has come to an end, and now we're entering a period of stillness, of peace, of relaxation, which is opening the doors for a whole new experience, honestly. It feels like that's something you haven't been experiencing that much in a while, where your heart is set on fire and everything just ends up lining up. So that is beautiful. That is so inspiring. That is so beautiful. I'm so happy it's happening for you. Really. I'm just so happy. There's so much, so much elevated states of frequency, so much good feelings, so much passion, excitement. That's awesome. Thank you so much for having shared space with me today. That was more than a loving reading. Very lovely reading here. That was an honor to be reading your energy. Definitely. Let me know please down in the comments how it went for you, if it resonated, what were your thoughts about it, if it was helpful. Lots to be discussed about, a lot came through here. And yeah, I wish you to enjoy it all. Honestly, I wish you to have fun. This season is gonna be a blast, definitely, so enjoy it. And I'm gonna see you in my next one, so take care. Bye.